Evening, good afternoon, lads, ladies, pirates, clanners, players, real people behind the profile stats. Padashed, what is this video all about? Oh, this video can be all about anything you want it to be. It's not going to be a blooper. I'll make sure that this is all about when you log into your gameplay. This is the first thing you do. And monkeys, put that volume down. You go into this page, you check your gems. That's the one, take 5. That's the one, get a bit of grogs, come on. That's not the one, it's just EPBP Goldberg to the monkeys, CP. It's a good. You continuations, the good work. Free gameplay enjoyments as they evolve. Over time, you must pace your gameplay. That's what I bring to you when it comes to Plunder Pirates. That's the one. There's so much enjoyment as you go pirate hall up. There's so much enjoyment as you train your troops up. There's also so much enjoyment as you train your legendary pirates up. So remember, my word to you is that you start with your academy. But then again, we want to improve. That's the one. You start with your Voodoo Hut troops first. You start with the GGs. You train them up. You start this training. Then you continue with the priestess and you do the witch doctor. You start these 3 up, right? You understand what I'm saying? These 3. You work on these 3. Don't worry too much about the skellies for now. Just get these 3 going first. And then, remember, you continue with your gunners and your boots. But then you'll change from gunners to juggers. But remember, you need your gunners. You're going to start with skellies and gunners first, alright? Then you're going to move on up to your brutes, because you're going to realize Buccaneers can do a lot. Yeah? But gunners have a bit of a range. So they kind of like get away from the range of the defenses a little bit. But then you realize that the brutes can do a lot more damage. But then you realize that once you've got their ability, and you start to train up your brutes, as you start to gain their ability, as you start to gain abilities with the brute, you'll realize that the brute is very handy. Then you'll get introduced to the thief. Thieves are very good, especially when you can use their cloak ability. That's very, very important. Once you are able to get their cloak ability, it's so amazing. Loving it. And then when you get the Sky Raider, with the Sky Raider, it's all about the direction of the flagpole. Can you see which way the direction of the flag is waving? That's the direction from this side. That's the way the Sky Raider will go, you understand? So you don't deploy them over here, otherwise they'll go over there somewhere, you understand what I'm saying? And end up in the Mariana Trench. So that's why it's important that you figure it out. You can always try new troops. That's a trend that Mickey's allowing me to do on the Clash of Clans. This bomber here is going to be the key. Once you start to attack people's defenses and island furniture, then you have a clear path to the walls. That's when those bombers will come handy to you. The thicker the walls, the higher the level of the walls, the more bombers you're going to need. So this simple little approach like this, but then you realize that the juggernauts can take a lot more hits than the brutes. The brutes only take more hits when they use their ability. Once you trigger their ability, but when you start to trigger the juggernaut ability, they take more damage. This is a very, very important lesson. Believe me, I can't emphasize how important this is. So look, special ability attack speed is increased by 100%. So you start to smack while you're hitting more. But however, damage taken is also increased by 100%. Do you understand now? So it's important to understand the difference. So once you understand that once you deploy the juggernauts first, and then you let the brutes go behind them, then the juggernauts take hits because they can, and as they're taking a lot of damage, you trigger their ability of the brute. The brute ability will distract, special ability, draw the attention of enemy defenses and soak up everything they have to offer. So then your juggernauts get a bit of a breather, you see. And that's what you need to create and cause that effect. And then the heavy gunners come in, they really are a decent work of art. They're like Sadie, but with a lesser range and a lot of power, believe me. And the aeronauts will help to take out the easier targets. And let's give it a go. Let's do it for the loyal players, pirates, across the gameplay. Let's have a little go. Let's see who and what we can find. Everyone's tooting and fluing out there. The mushroom monkeys going on. Right, we're gonna go for this. Right, together. You ready? My plan is to put the aeronauts out to different directions and then use the juggernauts to spread them out with one of the brutes. Then I'll spread out the GGs covering with the witch doctors, alright? Ready? That's how basically I kind of focus on my battles. I spread out the aeronauts so they won't really get caught by the ARRRs or whatever. I put the juggernauts out, the brutes out. I put the GGs and I put the cover of the witch doctors over them. I put some gunners out a bit far out. That's how I do it. And I put some skellies far out. So even if they do fall, they get raised up by the witch doctor, you see. Then I always put one priestess in, yeah. I cover with the guild ship witch doctor. I use the first priestess. I wait for the guild ship priestess to go close. And then that's when I use the second independent ability of the priestess, which is on the guild ship. Now I wait for this to go down halfway. The priestess, the icon, halfway, so that I know that's how long it will take for it to get through the walls and get in. That's my strategy basically in gameplay. And then I just put the guild ship priestess down as well now. So that's how I do it. I wait for the abilities to go back round again. I've got a habit that I've kept over time. You pick it up with practice. Now I want to keep a little eye on the guild ship priestess as she goes further in. And that's when I do the ga, da, ba, da, ga, da, doof. Partashed. That's what I'm saying. That's the one. That's how you do it. You can't they all come back round again at that perfect timing so that you can continuations the good work. And that's what I bring to you, my gameplay. Wishing you all well, wherever you may be. Keep smiling, keep shining, keep rising. For the gameplay enjoyments, but most importantly in the real life. Remember, sometimes you change your defending legendary pirate to Jing Shi, and you come back and you find that she has not swapped over, hasn't synchronized. You'll always find these kind of issues with Plunder Pirates gameplay. It's not nothing new. But all you have to do is you have to get out the game, go into another app and come back into this app and see if it has synchronized. If it has, then it's fine. Otherwise, sometimes there's misunderstandings that occur when you've sailed your ship on a long distance and then you've come back to the game and realized that the ship had not sailed, and for the first sail of your event, especially a guild event, it looks bad when you haven't sailed it and you just didn't realize it because you're just in a hurry to do other things. This game, you can't hurry with this game. Yeah, that's what it is. And sometimes you start to hurt yourself, like you get upset to yourself that you weren't able to do a certain thing, and then other players misunderstand what your reasons were for not sailing the first sail, and it's hard to explain it either because you just simply don't know what happened. You know you sailed it and you didn't sail. How are you supposed to tell someone that you sailed it but you didn't sail? The game just doesn't synchronize sometimes, so please do keep that in mind. We're not changing over to another game. We're just playing between games. So I'm wishing you all well. wherever you may be, keep smiling, keep shining, keep rising. Gameplay, enjoyments, but more importantly, the real life. Pardashed.